If you struggle to stick to a routine, it is not because you have a weak character. That friction you feel is a biological feature of your brain working exactly as designed. For millions of years, human survival depended on conserving energy and securing immediate rewards. Your brain is a master at finding the quickest calories and avoiding unnecessary effort. But modern society demands the exact opposite: deep focus, long-term planning, and delayed gratification. This diagram illustrates a principle called cognitive ease. Notice the flow here. When the brain is given a choice between a high-energy, long-term pathway and a low-energy, immediate one, the system automatically defaults to the low-energy route. It takes the path of least resistance. When you try to force discipline through sheer willpower, you insert a temporary mental barrier against millions of years of evolutionary programming. The pressure backs up. The barrier eventually breaks, and your brain floods right back to the low-energy path, like opening a social media app instead of working. Procrastination occurs when the desired action requires more biological effort than your current environment can support. It is a biological signal that your behavioral system is mismatched with the task at hand. Because willpower will always fatigue and hand control back to the brain's autopilot, trying to be morally stronger is a losing battle. To win, we have to stop fighting our biology and start getting smarter about our environment. The most consistent people do not possess supernatural motivation. They have simply designed systems that make the right behavior the easiest physical option. This map demonstrates a concept known as choice architecture. It shows how our behavior is heavily shaped by what is physically accessible. Right now, the high-effort object, say a book, is far away, while the low-effort distraction, your phone, is within arm's reach. Your brain doesn't weigh these options based on what is good for you. It calculates physical friction. By repositioning the book right next to where you sit and isolating the phone in another room behind a closed door, you are completely reversing the path of least resistance. You can manipulate any space by applying 4 rules of behavior change to your environment. You make the desired action obvious, you make it attractive, you reduce the physical friction to make it easy, and you ensure there is a clear reward to make it satisfying. If you want to exercise in the morning, leaving your clothes out makes it obvious. Picking a workout you actually enjoy makes it attractive. Putting your shoes right by the bed makes it physically easy. Tracking your streak on the wall makes it satisfying. By engineering this space around you, discipline stops being an exhausting daily negotiation in your head. It becomes an automatic, inescapable physical reality. Even with a perfectly engineered environment, the brain still resists the initial spike of energy required just to start a task. To bypass that resistance, we examine this circular feedback loop. This maps the brain's existing autopilot. It starts with a trigger node, moves into a routine action, and ends with a reward, like making coffee the moment you walk into the kitchen. Rather than trying to build an entirely new routine and fighting that initial mental friction, you can use a strategy called habit stacking. You hijack an existing loop and splice your new behavior right into the sequence. For this to work, the new action must be short, under 2 minutes. It must be highly specific, and it must happen immediately. So after you pour that morning coffee, you immediately write 1 single sentence in your journal. This sequence lowers the cognitive energy required to start. By anchoring the new task to an already automatic behavior, you use the inertia of your existing routine to carry you through the transition. There is a pervasive idea in productivity culture that you have to fall in love with the process to succeed. It looks great on a poster, but relying on passion to get through a daily checklist is a recipe for failure. People who achieve long-term success do not wake up every day eager to do the work. They rely on external structures they've built, structures that function flawlessly even when they are exhausted, stressed, or entirely unmotivated. The objective is not to manufacture enthusiasm. The objective is to embed these actions so deeply into your physical space and routine that actively avoiding them requires more mental effort than just getting them done. This chart tracks how individual data points accumulate over time. As these micro-habits repeat, they group together, eventually forming the dense foundation of your daily routine. Every completed action serves as a vote for a specific type of person. Reading 1 page or doing 1 push-up provides the evidentiary proof your brain needs to believe in a new identity. Lasting discipline emerges when you align your environment with your biology. It is the result of a system where success becomes the most logical outcome.